Start your day with the right choice. Body Aqua Fitness, the purity your body needs. Introducing Body Aqua Fitness, a pure drink with no unnecessary additives. No sugar, no sodium, no caffeine, just healthy hydration and natural energy. For your body, for your health, and for a balanced lifestyle, choose Body Aqua Fitness.
Body Aqua, all the yum without the tum.
You're live with Alvin After Dark, brought to you by Auto Lease Direct, located at 4219 Merrick Road. So if you're in the market for a new car, don't want to spend hours and hours and hours and hours of your valuable time in a dealership, please contact Auto Lease Direct, 516-442-4141. And don't forget your Body Aqua. Unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to get any more of the Body Aqua that we normally drink on the show, but I'll have them next week because I got to order it.
No, we enjoyed it while it lasted.
No, we definitely did. Listen, we have a good show tonight. Some lot of things going on. Recap from last week. We had a good show last week.
Absolutely.
You know, we had a chef come in last week, hang out with us, Jay Depasate. I said it right? Yes, I said it right. I said it right. So I'm actually gonna have that brother on the show once a month, come hanging out with us. But we have a little treasure this evening. So we have a young lady who's hanging out with us this evening, calling from Pennsylvania, the great state of Pennsylvania. And I'm gonna bring it in the show right now. Her name is Miss Natasha. Hey, Natasha, how you doing? What's going on? How you doing?
Hey guys, how are you?
Hey,
Good
what's
to see
going
you. Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it.
It is a pleasure. It's definitely a pleasure. I'm trying to get the feed. I keep always losing the feed so I can share it with on my page. But Natasha, I had the pleasure of meeting her recently through a mutual friend, Tiffany, and it was a great encounter, I must say. And I learned a lot about her, and I don't want to talk too much about her because I'm gonna have her talk about herself. But Natasha, please introduce yourself and who you are, what you do, and where you're from.
Okay, my name is Natasha. Yes, I live in Pennsylvania, but I'm from Brooklyn, from Crown Heights, raised in Harlem. I am a official New Yorker, born and bred. I am of Nigerian and Jamaican background, and so I can make some jollof rice and some curry goat on the same platter, and you can eat well. Okay.
All right,
I'm also a
all right.
pastor. I am a newly I'm also a new author. I have a book out. It's called Acts of War, a prayer manual for the believer. And I'm passionate about self-care and addressing the need of our spirit, soul, and body, and how we can do that through prayer. I'm a mother. I'm a grandmother. They call me Duchess, not Grandma, because I'm too young and too pretty for that. And that's a little bit about me.
Okay.
Well, tell us listen, you have a book coming out. Tell us about your book.
Yes, I have a book coming out. As I said, it's Acts of War, a strategic prayer manual for the believer. And it really focuses on how we don't separate our body care, our self-care, our soul care, and our spirit care as separate things. But we really focus on a balance in our spirit, a balance in our soul, and a balance in our body. And how if we work towards being balanced in all areas, we will see, better performance in our everyday life, in work, in home, in family, everything. And so I am a big supporter of looking at the whole person and addressing the needs, whether it's emotional health, mental health, physical health, or spiritual health, but it being something that we do as a whole and not as a separate. And the book is really tools that bring like a practical application for correct communication from a spirit perspective. So if I have a headache, I might take aspirin or a Tylenol. If something's going on in my body, I'm going to go see a doctor. But what do we really do when we have issues going on in our spirit? How do we address it? And so one of those ways is with good communication, and that's what the book is about.
Okay.
So you just said, like you said, something that feeds the internal. So we're gonna, let's talk about what the definition of self-love and mental health. So self-love is a fundamental aspect of mental well-being. It involves accepting and appreciating oneself, including one's strengths, weaknesses, and imperfections. Cultivating self love can have a significant impact on mental health in all the following ways. And one of those things is reduce stress and anxiety. Self love promotes a sense of inner peace and acceptance, reducing stress and anxiety levels. You know, in a sense that you are a ministry, what are some of the things that people don't understand about self love?
Have a slight delay.
We got a slight delay, but it's
Live
okay.
feed.
Listen, we have a little bit of technical difficulty in the studio. Um, Tazia, raise your hand if you can hear me.
Hey,
Okay, did you
can
hear
you
what
guys hear
I can hear you now? What'd you
me?
say? So what I'm gonna have Natasha do is, since we have a little bit of challenge, is I'm gonna have Natasha calling. Natasha, you still have the calling number, correct?
I yo.
Taji, you don't have Verizon.
Ah,
And Natasha, I'm gonna have you call in. Give us a call in 516
I'm
945.
moving. Am I frozen?
You were frozen. Can you? Oh, is that better? That's better.
I do.
Okay, okay. Oh, I was gonna have you do. I was gonna have you actually call in because we kept getting frozen over here.
Yeah, we should do the call in.
Definitely, definitely. All right, cool. So I'm gonna have Natasha give us a call in, and she's gonna talk about her book and things like that. So everyone who's who's on, thanks for being patient. Listen, it's live, it's real time. So things happen. You know what I'm saying? Things always happen, and we're gonna have her call in.
Double O, what's up? Mara, what's up?
So yeah, we're gonna have a call in, and she's gonna give us a call, and we're gonna talk about it. We're definitely gonna talk about it. Hey, Velvet, hey, Shanika, what's going on? Mike, what's going on? How y'all doing? Us Instagram, Tamara, what's going on? Oh, what's going on? So we're gonna have her give a call in. We're gonna have a call in, and she's gonna hang out with us, and we're gonna talk about it. And so if you're just tuning in, you're live with Alvin After Dark, which is brought to you by Orderlies Direct. And we're talking about self-love and mental health. And we have a pastor is going to give us a call. Hey, what's going on? Who's that? Sean? Who's that? Shanine? Hey, what's going on, Shireen? Um, so we're going to have a young lady give us
Hello,
a call
Shanae.
in, and we're going to talk about her new book called Acts of War. So we're going to have her repeat what she said, and that's okay. Listen, we're live, so little technical difficulties, but it's all right. It's all right.
Real as it gets.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what I'll do is I'll have her call in. She's going to give us a call in a second. So she's gonna give us a call in a second. So hanging out with us. Um, but yeah, we're actually talking about self love and mental health and what it is. And I'll read it again. It says self love is a fundamental aspect. Oh, here we go. Hold on, she's coming to call now. You're live with Alvin After Dark. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
My name is Natasia.
Hey,
I'm calling
Natasha.
from
Okay, so we got it
Pennsylvania.
now. We
What's
got
up?
it now.
What's
Okay,
up?
so listen, we're going to reintroduce Natasha. We're back again. We're talking about self-love and mental health on the show this evening, and we're gonna discuss that this evening. And so self-love and mental health. Self-love is a fundamental aspect of mental well-being. It involves accepting and appreciating oneself, including one's strengths, weaknesses, and imperfections. Cultivating self-love can have a significant impact of mental health and in the following ways. So we're live with Miss Natasha, and she is a pastor and author. She's writing a new book. It's going to be called Acts of War. So Natasha, I want you to reintroduce yourself again. Where you calling from? Who are you? We're gonna do it again live on the show. What's going on? How you feeling?
Yeah, what's poppin', family?
What's going on? We had a little
Mm.
technical I can't even talk. Technical difficulties. I can't even talk. But that's okay because you're gonna reintroduce yourself and let them know who you are, where you're from, what you do, and what your book's about.
Yes, my name is Natasha Blasingame. I am originally from Brooklyn, New York, Crown Heights, raised in Harlem. Moved back to Brooklyn when I was 10, 12 years old. I am of Nigerian and Jamaican descent, and I live in Pennsylvania right now. As you said, Alvin, I'm a pastor alongside with my husband, and we have a church in Pennsylvania outside of Reading. And I've recently written a book called Acts of War, a strategic prayer manual for believers. And it really focuses on how we can effectively communicate with God in prayer, how we shouldn't separate our spirit from our soul and body, meaning our mind, will, and emotions, our physical health, and our physical enjoyment from our spiritual. And so self-care is really important to me. And so the book is really written as a tool to shed light on the areas of self-care that we're not considering when it comes to our spirituality. And so that's what the book is about. You can get it in Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, everywhere books are sold. And on this Saturday, March 15th, it's going live. It's launching off of Kindle. And I'm really excited about it. And I'm happy to be here. Thank you for having me, Alvin. Thank you for introducing me and allowing me to come on. And thank you, Rico, as well, for this opportunity.
Oh, you're very, very welcome. Like I said, I met Natasha through a mutual friend, Tiffany, and we actually met because Tiffany got baptized, and we met in church, and it was definitely a joyous event. It was the church was churching.
Amen.
Okay.
Church was definitely churching that day, right, Natasha? But we just ended up just having a conversation at Tiffany's apartment, and one thing led to the next. And Tiffany called me and said, "Hey, she's writing a book," and one of the things is self-love, and we speak about the importance of self-love. And as a pastor, how do you assist and help people with their self-love journey?
Well, I think it's really important. And I did have a great time speaking with you as well, Alvin, and just really learning more about your culture. As I told you, every time I meet somebody from where you're from, they usually are reintroducing me to the truth of who they are, and you are as a culture and a nation. So thank you for that.
Yes, big up Belize, big up Belize.
I thought she was talking about the
one time.
She's about Belize,
Oh,
about Belize and
one
people.
time.
Yes, I will make Belize. We're here, where they are.
Right. So, and as far as how I walk with someone that's in a place of really dealing with self-love, is about recognizing what your true identity is. It's like from the time that we're born, and even before we're born, there's like a laser polar focus on everything happening, even in the womb. And so you're being named before you come out. You're being determined on your gender, boy or girl, before you come out. Your room is being put together, nursery before you come out. There's so much of our lives that are already decided before we even are born. And then as we're born and we grow up, then we're informed on who we are, what we should look like, what we should wear, how we should move, what's similar to the family, the way things are done, the food, the palate, everything is introduced to us. So to think that we have a true knowledge of our identity or who we are, it's really not that trueness. We are reimagining who we are through the eyes of the culture of those that are here before we get here. And so self-love and self-care is taking a moment to really understand who you are and what you were meant to be, your purpose in life, and that will help you to figure out how to love yourself in the way that you need to be loved. It's not a one-size-fits-all. Each person has a different need, a different requirement, and a different method, practices, and principles to bring you to that place where you can love yourself first. Some people, a lot like me, it took me many years, up into my 30s, before I even understood what it meant to love myself, let alone to love someone else. So that's how I usually.
It's funny you just said it, because I was going to ask you, in today's society, where people are so lost that we see it every day on social media, especially because now social media is our way of communicating. And I think that social media is a gift and a curse. It's a double-edged sword, because now people don't understand, like you just said, knowing who you are, accepting who you are. People have lost who they are.
You think social media creates narcissism?
It does. What do you think, Tazia?
I think that social media is a blessing, and it can be used in a way that's going to be positive, or it can be used in a way that's going to be negative. But that's with anything in life. Whatever you put in the hands of a person, they determine how they use it. It's a vehicle. And so I don't believe that social media is a curse. I believe that there are internal things going on with the person that is driving it, that is reflective of who they are and how they use it. And so is the tool bad? Is the car bad? No, it's the person that's driving it. You know what I mean?
And it's crazy. Hey, Ebony, how you doing? I see you watching us. And it's funny how you said it's a vehicle. I was thinking it's a vessel, because people don't understand how important their self-love is, their self-worth, their inner strength. And like I said before, one of the things of self-love and mental health, one of the bullet points is reduce stress and anxiety. Self-love promotes a sense of inner peace and acceptance, which reduces stress and your anxiety levels. And people don't understand that.
Absolutely.
We got a couple of videos. Natasha, I may keep you on this phone longer than I told you, because I love the communication and the fact that we had some technical difficulties at the beginning. But hey, LA, play one of those videos for us. Any one of them, because they're all about motivation. So the first one is fine.
So you have to learn how to separate yourself from that and pull yourself away from expecting someone to always make you happy and expect someone to, fix things that you need to fix, or fix things that are wrong with you. And it might be the hardest thing to do. And it's really, really hard when it comes down to, being transparent with yourself. And being transparent with yourself means that you are no longer lying to yourself. You're no longer, portraying this person or this image of you being so strong and bold, and at least be vulnerable with yourself, even when you're by yourself, and say, it's okay that I'm weak. It's okay that I might be broken. It's okay that I might, suffer from, fear of being alone. It's okay that I might suffer from, not being able to figure out how to make myself happy. It's okay that you might need to take a break from dating, or take a break from the world, or take a break from people. It's okay. And I think we are always scared to be vulnerable with ourselves. We are scared to see that soft side.
So I played the video because I watched it earlier, and I think people are afraid to be vulnerable with themselves. We're so we're always saying let's be transparent with other people, but how transparent can we be with ourselves?
For me, it's when the little boy or the little girl is healed, the man and the woman will show up.
That is true. That is true.
Okay.
That is true. Hey, Kasim, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Thank
Yeah, I really like what you said, Rico, because it's so true. When the little boy or the little girl is healed, the woman or the man will show up. It's often overlooked that there's a process to healing. It's often, you put a Band-Aid on something and you keep moving. And so in regards to vulnerability, you will never really obtain complete healing in a situation if you're not vulnerable to it. And so in order to become that real man or that real woman that you're purposed to be, you've got to deal with an inner healing, a healing in your spirit, an inner healing in your soul, meaning your mind, your will, and your emotions, your experiences, the traumas you may or may not have dealt with, or that may have come through your family line that no one talks about, and then the trauma even in your body. So that process of becoming that true person, that true man or that true woman, is going to be dependent on whether or not you want to be vulnerable, you want to take the armor off, you want to expose certain parts of you because you care more about the wellness and the wholeness of yourself than the opinions of others.
Yes, ma'am.
And so that's really, really important.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, one of the bullet points it says improve mood and emotional regulation. When we love ourselves, we are more likely to be compassionate and forgiving towards ourselves, leading to a better mood and emotional regulation. And that
Mm-hmm.
and that is so important. Listen, if you're just tuning in, hey Velvet, hey Kasim, hey Ebony, what's going on? If you're just tuning in, hey, we're talking with Natasha. She is a pastor out of Pennsylvania. She's writing a book. Actually, she's written a book already, and it's called Acts of War, and it's about self-love, you know. And she's hanging out with us this evening. You know, if you can find her book, she's going to tell us again how she can find her book. But thanks for y'all for tuning in and listening to her, listening to us talk about self-love, because it's something that we don't talk about on a normal basis. You know, especially once again, we're in this world of social media where everyone is, you know, is glitz and glamour, and there's motivational stuff on social media, but we get more the glitz and glamour than the people who are working on themselves internally, and that's very, very important, because what's internal shows up external.
Yes,
Definitely.
absolutely.
No, definitely.
It's honest talk.
No, definitely is. And one of the other bullet points is increase resilience. Self-love equips us with the strength and confidence to cope with setbacks and challenges. You know, so you know what are those? You know, and for each of us, we have to individually figure out what is your own setback, what is your own challenge. You know, how do you become a better version of yourself every day?
Self-love is very important because it motivates much of our positive behavior while reducing our harmful behaviors.
Yeah, it
So
really
we
does.
really need to practice that more, especially the men.
Yes, yes. You know, I'm happy you said that too, because you know I said, you know, once I started the podcast this year, I wanted to focus not on everything, but you know, on getting men out more, being more vulnerable, being more transparent. You know, helping the brothers out, because it's something that the men are missing. You know, they're because men don't have that outlet. You know, they sure don't have that outlet, and it's important because men need that outlet. You know, it's okay to be brawny, strong, and be the leader and to be the go-getter, but at the same time, you know, who's going to hear your cries, you know, and have you did the inner work for yourself for you to be able to move forward in your own personal development and your own personal life.
Yes, sir.
You know, it's really, really, really important, you know. Yeah, I have another video I want to share with everyone. I looked to make sure he was there. Okay.
Nobody wants to tell you this, but discipline is the strongest form of self-love. It's ignoring the current pleasures for a bigger reward to come. Picture this. You're faced with temptation. It could be a slice of cake or the temptation to procrastinate instead of working towards your goals. Discipline is about loving yourself enough to resist those short-lived pleasures in favor of something greater. When you practice discipline, you're making a conscious decision to prioritize your long-term happiness. It's about understanding that true self-love means giving yourself everything you've ever wanted, even if it means saying no to immediate gratification. It's about having the strength and willpower to stay focused on your goals, to keep pushing forward even when it gets tough. Discipline is like a muscle that you build over time. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. It empowers you to make choices that align with your values and dreams, even when faced with distractions. So don't be afraid to embrace discipline as a form of self-love. Remember, it's not about denying yourself happiness, but rather delaying instant gratification for something more fulfilling and rewarding in the long run.
How you like that one, Natasha?
Like that one.
Beautiful.
You know, you did say, you know, your husband is also in ministry, and I know he has. And I said I was going to keep you on for so long, but you know, I definitely want to keep you on as long as you want to be on, and have your husband give his 1 cent, 2 cents, 3 cents, whatever he wants to give, and his input from a man standpoint as well. He's more than welcome to join. And I really, really thank you for staying up late, because I know you have to be up early in the morning, so you can stay on as long as you want. You can put him on. But like I said, if you're tuning in Alvin After Dark, we're talking about self-love and the steps to get there. But more importantly, we're also talking about this young lady, Natasha, who's on the phone with us from Pennsylvania, who has a book coming out. And what's that book called again?
It's called Acts of War, a strategic prayer manual for believers. It's on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Lulu. You can get it anywhere books are sold. It'll be going live on Kindle this Saturday, March 15th. at 3 p.m. I'm going to be hosting my first stop on the book tour in Queens, New York. I'm excited about it. And again, thank you so much for having me on. I'd love to stay on for a few more minutes, at least to your next segment, your next commercial, to just talk a little bit more about self-love. It's an important topic to me, and I'm happy to have the opportunity.
Well, like I said, thank you for coming on. I know you have an early morning, and when the next, what I'll do is, since you're hanging out, I'll read one more bullet point. I'll play that next video, and then if you want to have your husband hang out with us, it's fine. If you want to hang up, it's definitely fine too. And I want to make sure that I'm gonna get myself a copy of the book so I can have it.
Yes,
And one of the things here, it says enhance self-esteem. Self-love fosters a positive self-image, boosting self-esteem and confidence. It promotes healthy relationships. Loving oneself allows us to set healthy boundaries and establish fulfilling relationships with others. That is so important about boundaries, which is self-love. Am I correct, Nazasia?
Yeah, definitely. Because how we think about ourselves and what we allow into our space, how we treat ourselves, that all of that is important. And if we don't have proper boundaries in place to care for the well-being of ourselves, we can't properly care for the well-being of others. You know, and in my book, I really drive the point of the importance of rest, and how a lot of times in life, the things that we're saying, the way that we're responding, things that we're doing is from a place that there's a deficit in some area of our spirit, our soul, or our body. And when we're not resting our mind, will, and our emotions, when we're not resting our body, when we're not resting our spirit to be at peace with whatever the situation is, our mind starts to drive our response and those that we allow in, our decision making, our communication. All those things affect our boundaries and what we put up and what we don't put up, what we allow, what we don't allow, and the treatment that we receive and the treatment that we give to others. And I can't speak from a man's point of view, but I do understand that there is value in both male and female being healthy in that area of our lives.
Yes, definitely. Listen, we're gonna play one more video before you hang up. This is our last video. We're gonna play that for you before you can check it out. Yeah.
What did you do with meat that was past its best before date?
Oh, so if that's it, then no, you didn't get all three. That's okay then. Listen, Natasha, I want to thank you for hanging out with us. I know you got an early morning. I know you do, and we're gonna finish up these bullet points. And once again, let them know where they can find the book.
Acts of War, a strategic prayer manual for the believer, is on Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Lulu, and anywhere books are sold. And you can also go to actsofwar1.com and join the community and find your book and find your tribe and learn more about what we're doing. And thank you again, Rico. Thank you again, Alvin, for having me on and being a part of Alvin After Dark. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
God bless you.
Get some rest. I know you got an early morning. So I thank you for even hanging out with us this late. So I know it's past your bedtime.
Congratulations on all your achievements.
Yes, and congratulations on your future.
Everything.
Thank you so much. God bless you both.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Listen, if you're tuned in to Alvin After Dark, we're brought to you by Orderlies and Rec, located at 4219 Merrick Road in Massapequa, New York. So if you're in the market for a new car, give those guys a call, 516-442-4141. Tell them Alvin sent you, and Body Aqua. I don't have any Body Aqua tonight, but I'll have somebody next week. And once again, some of the bullet points, talking about self-love. So I know everyone that's tuned in, well, thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us this evening. Self-love is so important because, you have to do the inner work for yourself. And it's not, and once again, it's not just about intimate relationships. It's about relationships between me and this guy right here who grew up together. It's about your work relationship. And it's about relationship you have with strangers. And I said this before, we keep seeing so many people in the airport, for example, and in public who are going crazy. They're losing their minds if someone cuts them off, or if their flight is delayed, they're fighting in the airport. And I ask myself, do they love themselves? Because if I'm in the airport, number one, and my flight is delayed, I'm not arguing with no one who works at the airport. I'm not trying to go to jail. And it has to do with your self-love, your internal.
How about if you miss the door, but like a minute?
You didn't run quick enough. You said miss the door. No, but you see people, their behavior, their internal brings out their external, and music has a lot to do with it too. The music we internalize, the energy that we are around, the people we are around. So like I said, this self-love, it's so much things that revolves and entails around self-love.
Controlling your emotions.
That's right. You got to control your emotions. The other thing here says reduce risk of mental health disorders. Studies have shown the self-love is associated with a lower risk of developing mental health disorders such as depression, anxiety, and eating disorders. And that's real because, go ahead.
When you said eating disorders, yes, I agree with that, because self-love is also eating healthy.
That's right.
Going to the gym.
That's right.
Getting your rest, removing toxic people. So I agree with what you just
now,
said.
on the way here, I said I was hungry, right? And what did you tell me to get?
Taco.
No, before the taco.
Oh, a salad.
No, I said I said, maybe I should get a pizza. I said, you know what? I don't need to eat no pizza this late at night. I just came from the gym. I'm trying to lose some weight. And you said, you know what? Get a taco. No, get a salad. And then, but the compromise was, you know what? Get a taco, which is it wasn't bad because it had a little bit of cheese, a little bit of lettuce, and some pico, and some shrimp. So you
definitely had discipline though, because you went from the pizza, to compromise.
Yeah, because I really wanted the pizza.
You didn't give in. Yeah, you didn't give in.
I really wanted.
Bravo.
I really wanted the pizza. Because I said there's a new restaurant over here in North Massapequa that has the mixed Roman pizzas. But once again, it is our internal. And I keep saying this over and over. What we put in is what's going to come out. And that's in life. What you put into something is what's going to come out of it. And everything we do, but we got to you got to put those things into yourself. You got to put the positivity into yourself. The music we listen to. We grew up, you and I grew up in a different era, obviously in the 80s and 90s. And our parents listened. We had to clean up the house. We listened to music during the cleanup session.
Good music.
And we speak about this before. People don't write the songs that they write anymore because they're not going through the emotions and the work that they have in themselves to bring those things out on a piece of paper.
Not to bring the negative aspect of music.
Bring it.
But we grew up on, they say, drug dealers. And they growing up on drug users.
True. Crack babies. Like when I was in the Army and basic training, they call us a crack baby. Okay.
Listen, we do have that third video. I just downloaded it. So if you want it, I can play it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, let's play that third video for the people.
To all of you watching here, come close to the screen and listen. People don't have to like you. People don't have to love you. They don't even have to respect you. But when you look in the mirror, you better love what you see. You better love what you see.
Exactly. Love what you see. When you look in the mirror, love what you see. And that's important. That is important. That is so important, I think. And what happens is when you don't love what you see, you allow people to do whatever it is they want to do to you. People will do what you allow them to do. And like I said, and it's not just in intimate relationships with a man and woman. It is relationships with your friends, with strangers, on the job especially. Some of you are at these jobs where you don't even want to be there because your manager talks to you any old kind of way, and they don't respect you. They don't respect the work that you put in, but you're working 40 hours, 50 hours, and you're making the money you make, and you're not getting the outcome that you want to get. You know what I'm saying? So you need to be able to sell. Listen, I worked for BMW for 15 years, and around 11th year, we had new management, new owners came in, and the new managers were about 10 years younger than me. But they love the fact, some guys from Boston, Massachusetts, just cool guys. They love military guys. They love the fact that I'm in the reserves and in the Army. But one day they said something to me, and I didn't really take too kindly to what they said. So I went to the office. All of them was in the office, and I closed the door, and they looked at me like I was like, the hell's he doing? And I said, let me tell y'all something. I said, I'm older than every single one of y'all in here. I said, I'm not only in the military, I said, but I'm your elder. And I said, I know more about BMW than you guys that came from Honda. I said, I not only command, but demand the respect that I deserve being here one of the senior sales advisors. They all turned red. Shook my hand, apologized, and said it would never happen again. And it never happened again. So once again, you have to put yourself in a position where you don't allow yourself to get disrespected. You have to love yourself internally And sometimes you need to be around people who love you because you don't know how much people love you because no one doesn't tell you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
One of the bullet points is how to cultivate self-love. And it says practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Once again, we spoke about it. Women, you get your hair done, get your nails done, but fellas too. Fellas, get a haircut. You don't get a haircut every week, get a haircut every other week. Go to get a massage. Go get your nails done. Believe me, it's nothing feminine about getting your nails done. I mean, I don't wear the clear nail polish. That's just my personal opinion. But seriously, go get a foot massage. Go to Happy Feet if you're in New York City, or go to places that foot massages because you're on your feet majority of the time. And when you're on your feet, you're putting the weight of the world on your feet. All that stress, everything that's in and around you goes down to your feet. Get a foot massage. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you're in a relationship, go with your lady or your friends, or do a spa day. I mean, I don't think fellas do a spa. That's kind of weird.
Yeah. Just put time and energy into yourself, and trust me, it's attractive.
It really is. It really is. And it's make it about you. When was the last time you did something for you? And I don't mean like buying clothes or buying material things, but working on that internal, because your internal shows like I said, it shows externally. I know so many people who are just miserable because they don't have the self-love. They don't listen. We all handle death differently. But when you get the love, it shows out externally. And I'm going to say this, I had actually numerous amount of friends we just had passed away. Marsha, I know she's not probably listening, but Marsha, my friend Marsha, she lost her dad recently. And so did my friend Carrie Torres from high school. And I'm saying this because they both posted on social media. So I'm going to share the story. We went to Carrie's house this past weekend, her apartment in Brooklyn. Her father lived in South Carolina, excuse me. But we all went to the house, and when I walked in, I was one of the last people to walk in. So someone says, okay, you have to introduce yourself, where you're from. So I was I always am a jokingly person. I talk, but I'm very humorous, excuse me. And I said, my name is Alvin. I'm a Libra. I'm single. And I was just joking. So with me saying that, it opened the door. We all sat in the living room, and everyone said how they knew Carrie, where they knew Carrie from, and how long they knew her, and what impact they had on her life. Carrie did the work years ago because I had her on the show. She's a yogi. She's a yogi master. She does yoga. But her and I spoke, we spoke about it. She did some internal soul searching to where she is today, where she's such a successful, beautiful young woman, right? But I say this to say, when we went around that room and everyone spoke about Carrie, the love, the respect, and the emotion and transparency that was in that room was beautiful. And that's what people need to hear. So, when you get something internally, it comes out externally, and people around you feel it. They feel your energy, they really do, they really do. The other thing says challenge negative self-talk. So replace critical thoughts with positive affirmation. So that is so important. I think, listen, I don't know how each of you wake up your day or what you do. Do you go to the gym? Do you drink coffee? Do you go for a walk? But get out. I know yesterday and today we've been having a beautiful, gorgeous day. But get out. Enjoy the sunshine. Enjoy life. Like I said, we have, as especially friends in my age group, but we have more yesterdays than we do tomorrows. And that is so important because you have to understand what that means. So enjoy the moments with your friends. Like we always do. Now we've been doing we're trying to do a once a month get together. We go to dinner. We're going to go to see a Broadway show with some friends, and your different pockets of friends. Do things with. We want to do more outdoor activities this year. Probably go hiking. But we got a group chat. I got like 5 different group chats with guys in the military, my closest friends and my other friends. But it's so important that we do the work, because that work shows up with you once again externally, and you can see it, you can feel it. It's so important. And I'm speaking with Rico because we're sitting here this evening, and my Google memory pictures came up, and I showed him the pictures of all of us hanging out throughout the years. It was real, right?
Some good times, man.
Yeah, good times. Good times roll. You know what I'm saying? Another thing is engage in self-care. Which, look at that. See, I didn't even read this, and I just said it. It says engage in self-care. Prioritize activities that nourish your mind and body, such as exercise, meditation, and or hobbies. Once again, I happen to just say off the top of my head, and it's right here, right here on the bullet points. But I Googled actually. I sent to myself self-love and mental health. I Googled everything. It's important, I Google everything because a lot of information and just things I like to be well versed at, and feed the mind, feed the mind. Listen, if you want to call in and say hello, 516-945-9099. Yeah, I got people here on the in the show that are just giving their comments in. You can give us a comment. We love your comments. The other thing here is celebrate your achievements. Acknowledge and appreciate your accomplishments, no matter how small. Let's look at birthdays. I'm not very big on birthdays. I was really big on birthdays. I don't know why, but my mom is big on birthdays for us because she says when my kids have a birthday, I have a birthday because I gave birth to all of you.
Right.
So so appreciate life, appreciate your small accomplishments because as you remember, the small things in life matters the most, and those small things turn into bigger things for each of us. So all those accomplishments, whatever they are, if you're a parent and you're feeding your child that self-love, recognize those accomplishments. It's important for their own self-development and their internal achievements for themselves. It's so important. Other thing it says, set realistic goals. Focus on progress rather than perfection. No one's perfect, and I like to use the term perfectly imperfect. And I always say that I think that most people are perfectly imperfect. Everyone is perfectly imperfect because your imperfections make you who you are. And no one is perfect. And it's good to have those internal scars because those internal scars, it molds and shape you to the individual that you have become, that you are, and that you have transcended to be. So that is so, so, so important. So yeah, no.
Practice affirmations and mantras.
Yes.
I love myself.
Yes.
You're beautiful. You're worthy.
In the movie The Help, you see the movie The Help?
I haven't.
You see The Help? You should be ashamed of yourself. I believe she was telling the little girl to say some, I forgot what it was, but she was giving her to say some great, motivational internal affirmations in the movie The Help. I can't remember what it was, but it's about it's taken in obviously during when they had women who were maids in the home of white people.
Okay.
And obviously the maids raised their white children, but the little girl was one specific family who she kept telling her to, speaking great affirmations to her. And when she got fired, the little girl was going crazy. But she wasn't going crazy. I take that back. She was just, she was emotional because the person who's actually really raising her, which is the maid, not the mother, I got fired. Hey, Wayne Slater, what's going on, brother? I see you. Thanks for tuning in. I definitely appreciate you. Yeah, she says, I am pretty and I am smart. Thank you, Ebony.
Absolutely.
I couldn't remember. Ebony, you're pretty and you're smart too. And I am important. Thank you. Yes, that was it. I could not remember what it was. I am pretty, I am smart, and I am important. Yeah, so listen, do the work internally. And like I said, there's so much things about self-improvement and yoga. Yoga is I did yoga when I was at Fort Bragg. I had spent 4 months at Fort Bragg and we did yoga. And it was, let me tell you, it's if you've ever done yoga, like in a good yoga session, like in a really good yoga session with a good yoga teacher, let's say that I don't know if you've done yoga before, but you feel a weight uplifted off your shoulder. Ever done yoga?
I haven't.
You should try yoga.
I heard there's something called hot yoga.
Hot yoga is hot.
Yeah. I like this try.
Hot yoga is it's hot. You're sweating. It's sweating, but go into the sauna. The sauna is good for your mental health as well. The sauna is very good for your mental health because you need to. It's you are detoxing all of the negative energy out of you. Listen, so self-love, self-care is so important. It really is, and people don't understand how important it really is because if you love yourself and internally and you have the self-love, you've done the work, it shows up externally with the people around you. And listen,
and you're able to love others. Truly, like you cannot love other people if you can't start with yourself.
That is true. And you know what it is too. I mean, listen, all of us, most people work around other people. How many people you work around, especially you work in an office setting, not even an office setting, but you work around people who just miserable all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Miserable. I happen to, she said, oh, yes, sweat out all the toxins, Velvet said. I happen to be, so I came back from my deployment 2 years ago. I came back from Fort Bragg. I went to the bank, Chase Bank, and I parked. I blocked someone, but I thought I was blocking a bank worker at Chase. So I blocked. So when I went to the Chase, I had to talk to the financial advisor. I was trying to, move my 401k to my Roth IRA. Just getting some stuff done. Anyway, I'm sorry. So I said to the person in the bank, I said, whose car is that? I said, I'm blocking that person's car. I said, so let me know as soon as that person comes out. If it's a customer, I'll move it immediately. I'm sitting with the financial advisor 10 minutes, 15. I'm in there for like 40 minutes. I'm blocking the person and they're trying to come out. So the girl comes in the office just to say something. I forgot what she said. I said, oh, excuse me. I said, is my car still okay? Am I blocking someone? She goes, oh my God, I forgot that's your car.
Oh, unbelievable.
So here's the parts of the story. It is a older woman who is upset. She's fuming. Now, mind you, I take the L. I shouldn't have blocked the person. I understand. But she's like, I have an emergency. I have somewhere to be. And I said, Miss, I said, I apologize. And I said, I apologize. I'm so sorry that I was blocking you. You think because you drive a fancy car and that BMW, she's going off. But I keep apologizing. Then I got to the point where I said, Miss, I said, whoa, you said it's an emergency. Did you die? I said, if it was an emergency, you would have called 911, but I have to go to the doctor. So I did like this. I said, give me a hug. The woman at the bank starts laughing. I said, just give me a hug. Bring it in. I said, don't need to yell. Just give me a hug. I said, love one another. This lady was so pissed off. And I said, I just came in from my military deployment. She goes, I swear, she goes, well, thank you for your service. I have to go.
How long you had to wait in, Alvin?
It was 40 minutes. I don't know how she was waiting, but my car was in for almost 40 minutes. So listen, Corey says, self-love is a process. If you're willing to do the work, it will pay off at the end. Yes, it will. Tamara says, learn how to love yourself first. And people don't know how to love themselves. People do not know how to love themselves. And since they don't know how to love themselves, they do not know how to love other people.
Yes.
It's gonna show up. It's gonna show up
by you reversing your behavior. It calmed it down.
It did. And listen, everyone who knows me know I'm not a combative person. I'm not argumentative. It takes a lot for me to be upset. I'll get annoyed, but I won't get angry. I don't allow people to get me to that level. I've been angry in relationships, but I don't allow people to get me to that level. And I'm just a well-balanced guy. I don't want to be arguing with someone for no reason. I don't have the, like I said, I don't have the time or the box of crayons to play with people. I just don't.
Tamara has crayons.
Tamara has lots of crayons. All right. So back on self-love, right? So I said, it says collaborate achievements, set realistic goals and focus. Yes, you are smart. You are kind. My mom is on. So seek professional help if needed.
Hey, Mom.
A therapist can provide guidance and support in developing self-love skills. A lot of people don't want to see a therapist.
Right.
They don't.
They feel like that person doesn't know them, or it's too private.
Yes.
For them to be sharing their personal information with.
Yes. Corey says, we are told and taught to love our women and our children, but not ourselves. Yes, that is correct. Men are taught to love everyone else but themselves. And I think
seen as a weakness.
I think that people think it's as a weakness. Like, men who say they don't cry, they see it as a weakness.
How can you be the protector?
Exactly. But loving yourself is so important.
No, it's definitely an old ideology.
Yeah.
Something we got to change.
Definitely, we definitely do, and we can change the narrative. Cordy says a therapist is not a dirty word; it's needed for a lot of us. You're right, and Velvet says, "Hey, it's very important to search for help when needed. It is. I think that especially in our community, the Black and brown community, a therapist is not it's not the thing that we look. I mean, we look to or look forward to go to, but more and more, I know more and more women, especially in our age group between 35 and up, have now been seeking the help for therapy.
Would you rather a therapist speak to you about your whatever you're going through because they're not biased?
Yeah, but I think if it's to that point, hey Trevor, what's going on? Trevor from out of LA is hanging out with us. I think if it's to the point where it needs to be done, like if a therapist is going to be, if I need to see a therapist to take care of things I need to take care of, then yes. But there's other avenues to go to. Once again, there's so many things to do and people to see. Not just a therapist. You can see, a mentor. You can do yoga, meditation. So there's so many avenues in this day and age for people to seek to work on themselves internally if they don't want to see a therapist.
But I believe the therapist helps peel the layers and get to the core, the root of the problem.
Yes, and definitely
where it stems from.
Yes, definitely. A therapist definitely. Listen, I had to see a therapist when I was in Fort Bragg, which was hilarious. It was definitely comedy. Because we, when you're in soldier recovery unit, they want all the soldiers to see a therapist. You have to go see a therapist once a week or twice a week, depending on the situation. I had to see one once a week, and she kept falling asleep on me. Every time she fell asleep, she would her wig would shift.
Real quick, O said something about culturally conscious. It's definitely important that you pick the person that you feel you can relate to, or can relate to you, your situation, your environment, where you grew up. So these are different. I mean, these are definitely important steps you must take before choosing a therapist.
And I think his point is saying that therapists are very expensive, so it's not culturally conscious for us in the Black and brown community. And that's why people in our community don't see therapists, because they don't have the money to see a therapist, or they can afford to see a therapist, or their health coverage don't cover seeing a health therapist.
Right.
So
that can cause an implosion.
It can cause an implosion. It really can. It really can.
It might be more expensive in the long run.
Yes. Listen, we got about less than 3 minutes left, and I want to read this to you real quick. It says, listen, remember, self-love is an ongoing journey. It takes time and effort to cultivate, but it's an investment that can significantly improve your mental health and overall well-being. It is so important. I'm going to tell you a little secret before we go. I had to see a therapist. My mom was listening. So I had to see a therapist when I was a kid, because I said I was going to kill myself. Nothing too crazy. I was just wanting attention. So it's nothing like that. So I had to see a child therapist. Okay. And I had to see a child therapist because I didn't have enough attention in the in the house. So I remember saying, I remember her name too. It was Sister Irene. I told her what it was, that I wasn't getting the attention that I needed. And after that, my mom gave me all the attention that I needed on my behind. And I remember, I got all the attention I needed after that. And
Mom Peters, you did a great job with this guy.
And that was the last time I saw Sister Irene. And I don't know how, and that was the second or third grade. I don't know how I remember that. But I did clear out PS21 when I said I was going to kill myself. They actually closed. They gave everyone the school shut down. They sent everyone home for the day.
He was a young terrorist.
I was. Hey, LA, listen. Anything for the people before we leave, LA?
I'm dying to see what this video you sent me about the meat.
Oh, you want to play it? Let's play it.
No, I don't know what it is. You sent it to me.
But it was from last week's show. That's why.
But it was first.
Okay, so let's play it. Since we got a little time, let's play the meat video.
Right, I'm just curious.
Okay, he's down to see what it is.
Whoa.
What did you do with meat that was past its best before date? He gears up to give us a demo.
Something like this, they would take the dip it in blood, just dabble it a little bit.
And we've simulated some blood here.
Yeah. So just dabble it like that. And then as you can see, it looks a lot redder.
That's what you would do? You would take the brown meat and turn it red?
Yeah, so we would turn it red. And then if like, again, we do it as many times as possible. We just keep flipping it.
When it comes to our third question, what's happening in the meat department, we hear doing a meat makeover is easy.
We would rewrap them and put down a new sticker, which came with a new best before date that extended the shelf life.
And you won't look at ground beef the same when you hear this.
If it's really bad, if it's like this, we would dabble in a little bit of blood, throw it into the meat mincer with some redder meats, and then all together it would make it look red. And then we put it back up on the shelf.
And people would buy this.
Yeah, all the time.
Sounds misleading, but can it be risky too? Zahair has experience working in the grocery biz. Like others we hear from, he says mixing old meat with new happened all the time. Who told you to do this?
So the butcher and my supervisor, or a lot of times he'd bring it in for me. He'd bring in like a stack of like meats that were brown, slam them on the table and be like, Zahair, unwrap these and relabel them and stack them back up on the shelves.
So what advice does he wish he could have given his customers?
Don't buy from the front of the shelves. Reach on behind, grab this stuff from the back. That stuff is usually a little newer.
So listen, if you're out, listen, be conscious.
I wish I would have never saw that.
Well, listen, you need to start shopping at the farmers market. But listen, we are we're talking about self-love. We had Natasha come on. She has a book coming out called Acts of War, and she's a pastor out of Pennsylvania, her and her husband, and she had the opportunity to give us a call in. So I want to thank her again for calling, and her husband for chiming in. Everyone who's listening, I appreciate y'all for coming hanging out with us as always. LA, anything for the people before we leave?
No, just be safe.
What you got for the people?
Natasha, congratulations on all your achievements and the best of luck with everything you do. It was great speaking to you. It was a pleasure. Thank you for another Tuesday, Alvin.
No doubt, no doubt. Listen, once again, you're live with Alvin After Dark, which is brought to you by Auto Lease Direct, located at 4219 Merrick Road in Massapequa, New York. So if you're in the market for a new car, 516-442-4141. Also by Body Aqua, the fitness beverage drink. Also, remember, the good Lord don't put you to nothing you can't handle. It's all how you handle it. And we are hanging out again, and we're going to see y'all next week, and we're going to say goodbye. Peace. Thanks again.